Imagine you're standing in the middle of like a sprawling sports bar or maybe a massive multi-level dream home.
Oh, yeah. The kind with a completely different vibe in every single room.
Exactly. So in one room, there's a thumping bass line. You walk 10 feet down the hall and it's suddenly smooth jazz. Then you step into the main area and you're just hit with the live broadcast of the big game.
It's a lot to manage.
Right. To control that kind of audio chaos without completely losing your mind, you really need a highly specific piece of hardware acting as the brain of the building. So in today's deep dive, we are decoding the anatomy of that exact setup, using the spec sheet you brought us for the AudioSource AD5012 Digital Power Amplifier, and this is from HDTVSupply.
Yeah, and this unit is honestly a perfect case study for how professionals bridge the gap between, raw power and precise routing. Because you're dealing with a 17-pound chassis here, pushing 12 channels at 50 watts each.
Which sounds like a lot, but what does 50 watts per channel actually mean in a real room?
Well, in a real-world setting like that noisy sports bar you mentioned, 50 watts gives you the headroom to push sound over the roar of a crowd, and it does that without the audio distorting or clipping.
I see. And it distributes that power across 4 distinct stereo zones using 12 independent inputs. Plus, I saw it has digital optical line inputs as well.
It does, yeah. It gives you a lot of flexibility.
It's basically like having a dedicated invisible DJ for every single room in the building. But looking at the routing options, the spec sheet heavily highlights these 2 bus inputs.
Right, the bus inputs are huge here.
But if you already have 12 individual inputs to feed sound to specific rooms, why are the bus inputs the critical feature? I mean, to me, it seems like it operates like a master water valve. You have all these individual faucets running different streams, but hitting the bus input instantly overrides the plumbing and just floods the entire building with one source.
The plumbing analogy is actually spot on. A bus input lets you instantly blanket the entire building with a single audio feed. So think about Super Bowl Sunday at that sports bar.
Okay, pure chaos.
Pure chaos, exactly. The bartender does not have time to manually switch 12 different inputs to the game broadcast. They just trigger the bus input, and the game seamlessly takes over the entire system.
Oh, wow. And then what happens the next morning?
Well, tomorrow morning, they disable the bus, and the system just reverts back to the independent input. So it instantly isolates specific zones for background music again.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Managing that kind of zone isolation, though, it brings up the physical reality of how this hardware is built for permanence. Like the unit relies on these Phoenix-style speaker connectors, and it features automated trigger modes like signal sensing power on.
Yeah, and that signal sensing is brilliant. It means the amplifier actively monitors the line for voltage.
Wait, so it's always just listening for a signal?
Basically, yeah. The moment someone hits play on a connected device, the amp detects that electrical signal and just wakes itself up automatically.
That is so cool. And what about those Phoenix connectors?
So those are crucial for commercial installations. Unlike a standard plug that can, easily get yanked out, installers strip the raw speaker wire, screw it down tightly into a removable block, and then snap that entire block securely into the amp.
Oh, so it's literally screwed in.
Exactly. It ensures the connection never wiggles loose from vibrations over time.
Okay, but looking at the chassis layout, I do have a bone to pick. You've got these rack mount ears, meaning this is clearly meant to be bolted into a server rack.
Right.
Yet all 12 level controls, plus the bass and treble dials, are pinned to the back panel. I mean, for a consumer, putting volume and tone controls facing the wall is a terrible user experience. They are incredibly hard to reach. But in the commercial AV space, I'm guessing that's an intentional defense mechanism.
It is absolutely deliberate. In a commercial environment, the priority is preventing unauthorized tampering. An audio installer will spend hours fine-tuning the acoustics for a specific room.
Like rolling off the bass for a concrete hallway.
Exactly. Or boosting the treble for a heavily carpeted lounge. Once that acoustic profile is locked in, placing the controls on the rear panel ensures that a random guest or, a well-meaning bartender trying to turn up the volume can't physically reach behind the rack and ruin the mix.
Yeah, it essentially child-proofs the professional setup. So bringing this all together, for $1,099.99, the AudioSource AD5012 gives you a 1,000-watt maximum power solution. It acts as a single, reliable hub for high-fidelity sound. It's backed by HDTVSupply, who offer options like an upgraded 3-year warranty and a track record of really top customer reviews.
It's basically a piece of hardware designed to make its underlying technology entirely invisible. It just leaves you with the pure, automated experience of the space itself.
Which leaves a final thought for you to ponder. As technologies like signal sensing power on create these seamless and visible, perfectly tuned audio environments everywhere we go, how might this constant, effortless soundtrack change our fundamental relationship with silence? I mean, when the music is always just waiting in the walls, ready to wake up the moment we walk in, do we ever just let it stop?